What's up, everybody? It is Amrinder Singh, and today I'm gonna teach you something special. What is the special? Today I'm gonna talk about there are three types of Punjabi. Now I'm not talking about accents, all right? People have different kind of accents from different areas. That's not a big deal. Everybody has a different accent. Not much difference. Maybe some different word choice when we talk and but I'm not gonna talk about that kind of thing. But there's a kind of three types of Punjabi. That's what I'm gonna explain in this lesson. So what is the three type? Number one is a textbook style Punjabi. All right. Number two is street talk. Most of the people do this way, like a street talk when they talk to their friends, or maybe you see this kind of style Punjabi in the movies or TV series. Third type is interview style. This kind of you would listen probably in the news, or maybe somebody is interviewing, or maybe somebody is speaking as a solo speaking. So in that kind of situation, you will see these three types of Punjabi. All right. So number one, textbook style, you would only see in the books. All right. Nobody speaks that. And number second and third, that's the Punjabi you mostly listen from people. Street talk style Punjabi and interview style Punjabi, all right? And the textbook style Punjabi probably you only heard from your teacher, or maybe you will see in the books, or maybe sometimes you ask maybe it's your Punjabi friend and you ask a meaning of a phrase. That time, most of the time, your friend is gonna tell you in textbook style. He is not gonna tell you, he or she, whatever, they are not gonna tell you in like a colloquial way. And I don't know why. And but they don't talk like that. When they talk to each other, they don't talk like that. But they are gonna tell you like a textbook style, all right? But when they're talking to each other, then this is mostly gonna be a street talk style, all right? So anyway, before I start this lesson, if you want more Punjabi stuff when I'm speaking more Punjabi, then follow me on Facebook. If you want to if you want to listen a explanation of Punjabi short videos, then follow me on Instagram. And again, if you want more kind of teaching stuff where I explain, then subscribe me on YouTube channel. And this podcast I'm gonna speak about today. If you want a visual thing, I mean, where I wrote these sentences, what I'm gonna speak here, then you can check out my YouTube channel is also available there. All right. And another thing, if you like this podcast and you think you are learning a lot and you want to support this podcast, you can support through Patreon or PayPal. Links are in the description, and everything would be appreciated. And it would also help this podcast to improve more. So anyway, let's kick this thing off. So three types of Punjabi. First, I'm gonna give you little story. So in English, so you could have an idea what I'm gonna talk about. So this little story. After that, I'm gonna explain all. I'm gonna basically talk on all three kind of style of Punjabi. All right, and after that, I'm gonna break down it sentence by sentence. All right. Now let's kick this thing off. So here's the story. I had a dream last night. In the dream, I was in the foreign country because the buildings were different than Punjab. So that's why it was foreign country. But all the people look like Punjabi people. I thought something is wrong because this was country of white people, but no white people was there. When I went further, there was a woman and she told me go away. Now, okay, this is a little story. Now, be how it would be written in textbook style, all right? So in textbook style, it's gonna be like ਕੱਲ ਰਾਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਅਲੱਗ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਨ ਪਰ ਲੋਕ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸਨ। ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੜਬੜ ਹੈ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸੀ, ਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਗੋਰਾ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ। ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਗਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਔਰਤ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਸ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਚਲਾ ਜਾ। Alright, so that's the textbook style. It was kind of pretty robotic. That's maybe your teacher recommend you, but that's not how we talk now. Let's say the same thing in street talk. All right, now you will see this is gonna be a lot different. ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨਾ ਰਾਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਅਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ 'ਚ ਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਹੀ ਦੇਸ਼ 'ਚ ਫਿਰਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਅਤੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੱਗਣ। ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਕੋਈ ਗੜਬੜ ਆ, ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਪਰ ਗੋਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਖਦਾ। ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਗਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੁੜੀ ਜੀ ਸੀ, ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵਗ ਜਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ। Alright, now that's the street talk. Maybe I was not that fast because I was reading. I actually wrote this thing. So I was reading, like probably if I have to say, probably me or other people are gonna speak a little more faster. I don't know. It depends how they excited are. Sometimes people are so excited they say things so fast. All right. So this was street talk. So that's why it was a little harder because we speak faster, and there were also other things we say which can confuse you, some kind of filler words. I'm gonna explain further. Probably you didn't catch it now, or maybe you catch it. Maybe that's why it makes you a little confused. Anyway, now let's talk about interview style. How it's gonna be in interview style if I have to say this. ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਅਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ 'ਚ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਦੇਸ਼ 'ਚ ਸੀ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਰਗੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਅਤੇ ਪਰ ਲੋਕ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸੀ। ਮੈਂ ਆਖਿਆ ਕੋਈ ਗੜਬੜ ਲੱਗਦੀ ਆ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਗੋਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਦਿਸਦਾ। ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਗਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਜਨਾਨੀ ਸੀ ਅਤੇ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵਗ ਜਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ। Now this one is also pretty natural, but this one is kind of more clear than second one. It's more clear than street talk, right? And yeah, it is also a little bit faster, but it's more clear, and that's what I'm gonna explain. That's what I'm gonna tell you. What is the difference in this kind of stuff? All right, so let's like understand sentence by sentence. All right, first sentence is I had dream last night. How is it gonna be in textbook? ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ। ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ। Alright, again, this is another sentence. Like it doesn't mean we don't say that. We say it sometimes. Even the textbook style is not like everything in the textbook. We don't say that. We say that a lot of stuff like textbook style, but there are also a lot of stuff like we don't use which in textbook. Alright. So yeah, so I would say like so okay, ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ. That's the textbook style. The street talk style, ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ. Alright, now what is the difference? I say ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ. Now I use this kind of filler word. Now it didn't mean negative. It's not mean negative. It didn't mean like I didn't have dream last night. I had dream. Now this is a kind of filler word we use a lot. ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ, ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਨਾ, right? That's the street talk. That could make you confused sometimes, but I think most of you guys even you are not gonna like catch the now word, but if you catch, maybe you could be confused. But anyway, so okay, ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਨਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ, street talk. In interview style it's gonna be ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ. Alright, so it's pretty similar, like the interview style and textbook style is kind of pretty similar, not big deal here yet. I could also say like ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਰਾਤ ਇੱਕ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ in interview style, or I could say ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਰਾਤ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੁਪਨਾ ਆਇਆ. Not a big deal, it's kind of almost same. basically when it's come to first and third, right? So next sentence is, in the dream I was in the foreign country. In textbook style, ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ. Alright, this is a textbook style. We can also say this line in when we talk, but how I wouldn't say in a textbook, not textbook, in street talk, I would say like, ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ 'ਚ ਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਹੀ ਦੇਸ਼ 'ਚ ਫਿਰਾਂ, ਹੋਰ ਹੀ ਦੇਸ਼ 'ਚ ਫਿਰਾਂ. Now a difference is, ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ. Alright, ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੀ. I was in the dream I was in a different country, right? ਕਿਸੇ, now it's kind of textbook style. How I would say, like I used ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ 'ਚ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਹੋਰ ਹੀ ਦੇਸ਼ 'ਚ ਫਿਰਾਂ. Now what is the ਹੋਰ ਹੀ? Hori means kind of weird country. Now the choice of word is different, right? Kise hor desh with clear, different country, that's clear. But when we talk, I say like, yeah. ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ 'ਚ ਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਹੀ ਦੇਸ਼ 'ਚ ਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਹੀ. Now probably a lot of people doesn't know what the hori means. Another thing I also used to hear na, like te ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ 'ਚ ਨਾ. Again, it's just a filler word. I'm not using it negative. Alright? ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੁਪਨੇ 'ਚ ਨਾ ਹੋਰ ਹੀ ਦੇਸ਼ 'ਚ ਫਿਰਾਂ. Now ਫਿਰਾਂ means, what is the meaning of ਫਿਰਾਂ? Right? Probably some of you guys know. Fira means kind of like I was walking or wandering around, right? Now in third type, the interview style, I would say like te main supne ch kisi hor desh si. Alright, now that's pretty clear. And what is the difference between one and third? Like what is the difference between, there's actually big difference when it comes to textbook style and a street talk. Or what is the difference between textbook style and interview? Now in this sentence, I say मैं सुपने which, I used which in textbook style, but in interview style I used ch. I'm still using a short ch. किसी होर देश च सी. Alright. In interview style, I'm still reducing the sounds, but it's kind of more clear. I'm picking the better vocabulary or better word which explain it better. Right? Because when we talk, if I'm talking to my friend, I won't care. I won't care about vocabulary because I know the person, he has also belongs to this area. He could understand me what I'm saying. If he don't understand me, he could ask me all the time because he is in front of me. But if I'm interviewing, maybe I'm solo speaking on the camera, that time I know there will be a lot of people from other areas. That time I would be try to be clear as much as possible or other people can understand, because I wouldn't be there when somebody is listening my video. All right, that's the difference. Anyway, the third sentence is, because buildings were different, but all people look like Punjabi people. Now textbook style, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਅਲੱਗ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਨ ਪਰ ਲੋਕ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਦੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸਨ. That's the textbook style. Street talk style, ਤੇ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੱਗਣ. That's the textbook style. And the interview style, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਰਗੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਲੋਕ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸੀ. Alright, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਰਗੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਲੋਕ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੱਗਦੇ. Alright, that's the interview style. Now if we see the difference, the second is a lot different. Alright, that's a lot different. The street talk, if you clear first and third one, I used kyonke in both in textbook style and in interview style. Kyonke means because, but in street talk I didn't use it. We use it very rarely when we talk. We don't use it most of the time when we talk, so I didn't use it. Kyonke means because. All right, so in textbook style I say alag taran diyan san. I use word alag taran diyan, which means different, and I use san. Sun is used in only textbook. When it's the tense is in the past and it's plural, that's sun in textbook style. But when we talk, we don't use sun. All right. And I said in colloquially, not colloquial, in interview style, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਰਗੀਆਂ ਆਈ ਸੇ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਰਗੀਆਂ ਸੀ ਰਾਈਟ ਪਰ ਲੋਕ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸੀ ਆਈ ਸੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸੀ ਇਨ ਟੈਕਸਟ ਬੁੱਕ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਸਨ ਰਾਈਟ ਸਨ ਐਂਡ ਸੀ ਦੇਰ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਰੈਫਰੈਂਸ ਐਂਡ ਇਨ colloquial way on a street talk I say like ਤੇ ਬਿਲਡਿੰਗਾਂ ਬਾਹਰਲੇ ਦੇਸ਼ ਵਾਲੀਆਂ ਤੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਸਾਰੇ ਹੀ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਲੱਗਣ now you can see this sentence is not even in the past, it is kind of more in the present because now probably it didn't make sense, but if you go back and listen me when I was talking, when I was like telling the whole story in like a street talk, that time it makes sense because I was like presenting more live situation that time. And when I'm talking about interview style, that time I'm not telling you live situation that time, I'm just like explaining the dream better way. All right, that's the difference. So next sentence, I thought something is wrong. Textbook style मैं सोचा कोई गड़बड़ है. Right, I thought मैं सोचा कोई गड़बड़ है. I used है here. But in textbook style, I said मखिया कोई गड़बड़ लग दी है. मखिया. What is the मखिया? I'm gonna tell you 1 second. In third, I say मैं आख्या कोई गड़बड़ लगती है. Now मखिया is मैं आख्या, alright? मखिया is a short of मैं आख्या. What is the मैं आख्या? मैं आख्या mean like I said. मैं आख्या means I said. मैं आख्या. But in short, I say मखिया. Alright? Now, sometimes we say like a मैनू लगदा. Sometimes we say मखिया. That's how we say. Here I use like a मखिया or मैं आख्या. It's basically mean like I thought or I said to myself. That's what it means here. All right. I could say like मैनू लग गया कोई गड़बड़. I could say that मैनू लग गया कोई गड़बड़. It means I feel like there's something wrong. When I say मैं आख्या कोई गड़बड़, it means like I thought there's something wrong, or I said to me there's something wrong. That's what it means. All right. So in street talk, I made it very short, makhya. But interview style, I made it clear, like मैं आख्या. All right. And the textbook style, I use different word. मैं सोचा कोई गड़बड़ है. सोचा, we don't use it. We don't. I think maybe very rarely. I don't think we use it. We just say like a मैनू लगदा मखिया, stuff like that. All right. And you would also see in textbook style, I put है at the end, but other I put at the end. All right. You can also, if you want to listen it, you can go back and forth. You can listen what I'm using, what I'm not using. So yeah, next sentence, because this was a country of white people, but no white people was there. Again, in textbook style, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹ ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਗੋਰਾ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ. Alright. So in street talk, ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਪਰ ਗੋਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਦਿਖਦਾ. ਰਾਈਟ, ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਪਰ ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਗੋਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਖਦਾ ਸੀ. ਔਰ ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਪਰ ਗੋਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਖਦਾ. Alright, that's how it is. Now, this is pretty street talk. So it is kind of more present way I am explaining the live situation. In that, interview style is going to be ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਗੋਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਦਿਖਦਾ. Alright. Now, even the third one, when I say the interview style, at the end I say par gora ik vi nahi si disda. I put disda at the end, which is not at all as a textbook style. In textbook style, the C is gonna always at the end, right? But when we talk, we can even put C before a word. Like disda means like we couldn't see, right? Disda means like when we are seeing, but it's negative. Ik vi ni is negative. Ni see this, that, right? There's basically no white people. ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਦੇਸ਼ ਗੋਰਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਸੀ ਪਰ ਗੋਰਾ ਇੱਕ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸੀ ਦਿਖਦਾ, ਰਾਈਟ। ਨਾ ਇਨ ਟੈਕਸਟ ਬੁੱਕ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਆਈ ਸੇ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ, ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਸੀ। ਨਾ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ, ਦਿਸ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਵਰਡ ਆਫ ਚੋਇਸ। ਇਨ ਟੈਕਸਟ ਬੁੱਕ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਇਸ ਕਾਈਂਡ ਲਾਈਕ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਨਜ਼ਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ, I can't see anybody. And when we talk, we mostly say ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿਖਦਾ, I can see everybody, right? Which is more kind of ਦਿਸਦਾ। So anyway, next line is, and the last one is, when I went further, there was a woman, she told me to go away, right? ਟੈਕਸਟ ਬੁੱਕ ਸਟਾਈਲ ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਗਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਔਰਤ ਸੀ ਅਤੇ ਉਸ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਕਿ ਤੂੰ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਵਗ ਜਾ। what it makes textbook style, one word is ਅੱਗੇ ਗਿਆ, that's context. Probably some people in some areas use it when they talk, but we don't use it. ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਔਰਤ ਸੀ, ਔਰਤ is also mean woman, but it's a textbook word, not bird, word. And yeah, the osne is also textbook word. And chala ja also kind of, maybe some people use it but we don't use chala ja. So what do we use? That's what I'm going to tell you in street talk. In street talk it's like ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਗਿਆ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੁੜੀ ਜੀ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵਗ ਜਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ। alright, now I use gaha means go further, right? Gaha means ਅੱਗੇ, right? That's what it means, ਅੱਗੇ। ਗਾਹਾਂ ਤੇ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੁੜੀ ਜੀ ਸੀ, right? ਬੁੜੀ ਜੀ means actually in textbook it's a ਬੁੱਢੀ, right? But when we say budi ji. Now here budi means, it doesn't mean old, right? Especially in my area, a budi could be an old woman, it could be just a woman, all right? And yeah, some people got confused, maybe some area who don't call like a budi to a normal woman. Now I'm not putting respect, I'm just making it a normal or just a regular woman, because it's not, there's nothing special in that woman, right? I just budi ji ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, right? I say ਤੇ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ, before I do ਉਸ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ, something like that. Now it's different. ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵਗ ਜਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ, right? ਵਗ ਜਾ means go away. In textbook style I use like a ਚਲਾ ਜਾ, alright? ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਗਿਆ ਉੱਥੇ ਇੱਕ ਬੁੜੀ ਜੀ ਸੀ ਤੇ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵਗ ਜਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ। That's that street talk. Now in interview style, what I can make a little bit clear, basically I could make clear ਜਦੋਂ ਮੈਂ ਗਾਹਾਂ ਗਿਆ, that's clear. ਗਾਹਾਂ is word we use, that's how I'm gonna say in the interview. ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਜਨਾਨੀ ਸੀ, now I'm gonna change it a little bit. ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਇੱਕ ਜਨਾਨੀ ਸੀ, I won't use in an interview style like a ਬੁੜੀ ਜੀ, I will say ਜਨਾਨੀ, or ਜਨਾਨੀ ਸੀ or ਜਨਾਨੀ ਜੀ ਸੀ, something like that. Why would you jnani? Because if jnani means a woman, right? That's when a woman, that's what I'm going to use. And why I want to use budi? Because if I'm interviewing or I use budi, some people are going to understand like I'm talking about older woman, but I'm not talking about older woman. I would use budi with my friend who is from my area, all right? So yeah, again, budi I would use with my friend from here who understand what does it mean. So that's what we use here. But in interview style, I would use janani, all right? In textbook style, it was aurat, right? Aurat is a kind of textbook word, people don't use it much. And then the o menu ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਵਗ ਜਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ। Now it's pretty similar if you compare interview style and street talk. It's same. O menu ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਵਗ ਜਾ, all right? In textbook style, it was like ਉਸਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਇੱਥੋਂ ਚਲਾ ਜਾ। Now that's the difference, that's a lot of difference, right? So yeah, so third, basically the make it clear, because instead of budi ji I would use janani, all right? So that's it. So the thing is, the interview style is gonna be a little easier for you to understand. The reason is people choose more clear vocabulary, the clear sentences, so other people can understand. That's easier, right? Sometimes maybe they use high vocabulary, it could be complicated sometimes, but most of the time they keep it clear. But when people talk to each other, street talk in the movies, that time it's not the, I mean, like, it's not the purpose. It's not the purpose to make people understand that thing. Is just they communicate with each other. If other person won't understand, they can always ask, and people are just expressing themselves that time. Now, another thing, maybe sometime you will see some people maybe who never go to school. If they are being interviewed on the TV, and those people don't even know how to speak like an interview style, so other people can understand better. And that time they just like a talk at the street talk. But you could also see some people, but most of the people who are educated person, when they are gonna have an interview, they're gonna be more clear. All right. So the first one, no, 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 you, I think you never heard that one. You don't you this, I think nobody speaks like the first one. Only the people probably who are learning Punjabi, they speak like that, or maybe the your teacher who is teaching you that one, the textbook style. Even that your teacher, he didn't speak like that. When he talked to their friends and family, he didn't speak like that. And maybe he's recommending you to do that, and you need to stop that. And yeah, or I think the textbook style is important if you want to read Punjabi. But most of the times, when it comes to your listening, as the most important is second and third, street talk and interview style. These are most two way of like listening, or it's basically this is the Punjabi you're gonna most of the time listen. Not most of the time, I think all the time. And when it comes to you wanna speak, you can speak with any style. You can speak textbook style if you want. We can also understand that, but that's kind of a little weird. We would feel weird kind of Punjabi from you anyway. The second one is street talk, the messy Punjabi, the way we speak, and definitely we would understand that. And it's also gonna make a lot of people surprised when you speak like that. Well, you don't need to speak like that if you can't or if you don't want. The third one, interview style, I think that is more kind of clear way to talk. I think it's even better because this is kind of mix of textbook style Punjabi and street talk Punjabi. So that's also going to be better. So now choice is your, whatever you want to speak, then choice is your. You can pick whatever you want, right? But when it comes to listening, that time choice is not your. You would see like a street talk a lot than other things. Interview style, this is also important. You would also listen that kind of Punjabi. Unfortunately, you won't hear like a textbook style of Punjabi. All right, keep in mind. Anyway, at the end, I hope you enjoyed the lesson and learned something new today. I'll be back with another lesson another day.